Everyone, I am Kristen Heaney. I am one of the CRP instructors here at Full Sail, and I'm going to just give a brief review of the 2.3 Emotional Storytelling Discussion assignment. Please be sure to check with your own specific instructors about due dates for this assignment. So the 2.3 emotional storytelling discussion is 5% of your grade. And so this week, we may ask you to push yourselves out of your comfort zone just a little bit, and that is perfectly okay. Understand that this does take some practice. Working with your voice does take some practice, but we want you working with the power of your own voice this week. We want you to get comfortable using microphones and using your own voice as a tool for delivery. This will be an audio-visual project, but the primary focus is going to be on your vocals and your verbal delivery. Your voice is a very powerful tool when you're seeking to make an impact and a connection with your audience. So first, we're going to ask you that you watch this TED Talk here that's embedded in the platform, the Julian Treasure TED Talk, How to Speak so that people want to listen. And he talks about two main items. First is going to be the HAIL method, and that's an acronym standing for honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. He also discusses our own vocal toolbox, and he'll tell you about the items within that vocal toolbox. Items such as prosody, pacing, the use of pauses, pitch. Those types of items are also going to be things that you should really focus on for this particular assignment. So here on this page, you'll see that there is a link to the PDF instructions for this assignment as well as the grading rubric, and I will go over both of these. And you'll also notice on page 3 of the assignment instructions, it shows ways to create your own audiovisual project. So we do know that everyone has different capabilities at this point, and if you're having struggles, please reach out to your own specific instructor about that. So your own instructors have created their own personal examples of the 2.3 assignment, and you should see that within the discussion board. I myself have created one that focuses on the song The Dance by Garth Brooks. So for this particular assignment, I chose to use a song as my piece of art or media, but you definitely have a wide variety to choose from. You're not just limited to songs, of course. So there's a lot of information on this page, and I'm going to break this down into two different slides here. So first, let me go over the instructions. So for this particular assignment, we're going to ask that you pick your favorite piece of art or media. As I just mentioned, I chose a song, but you also could choose from a game, a painting, a movie, a poem, a book, a photograph. The list could really go on and on, but we're going to ask you to pick something that you feel emotionally connected to. So after you have chosen that particular piece of art or media, we're going to ask that you answer the 4 questions that you see highlighted with those orange bullets. And while you're speaking, you also need to pull in the things that you learned from the Julian Treasure TED Talk, the HAIL method, and the vocal toolbox. So it's not just what you're saying, it's also how you're saying it. So the length of this particular assignment or the initial post should be 2 to 3 minutes long. Please try your best to stay within those time parameters for this assignment. And once you've completed the initial post, we're going to ask that you upload the audiovisual file into the discussion board because your classmates will be watching it. And of course, there is a part 2 to this particular activity, but it does need to be listed in the discussion board so that your classmates are able to watch it. So let's move to part 2. So part 2 comes with the discussion reply post. So very much similar to week 1 where you had your initial post and then replies, the second week discussion board also has the same 2 requirements here. So I really want to encourage future discussion within this particular discussion. Questions are the best way to continue a discussion, but we also want to see that you're using these 2 specific prompts in the replies to your classmates. So you definitely need to address number 1, explain how the post used effective communication tools, the vocal toolbox, and the HAIL method. Those things need to be specifically stated within your reply post. Item number 2 is describe the reaction you had when you listened to your classmate's story. Provide details explaining why you had that reaction. So remember that these reply prompts are going to be 30% of the total grade. So if you make a fantastic initial post but don't reply to anyone, that's going to be 30 points automatically taken off. So we'd hate for you to have that. You need to be sure that you've replied to at least 2 of your classmates. I highly encourage you to reply to many more than 2, but you must reply to at least 2 of your classmates using the RISE model and addressing these 2 specific prompts. Here is page 3 of the instructions, and it goes over just briefly how you could record a video or you could record audio over images. I personally have chosen to record a video of myself. I just opened my laptop and used the webcam and recorded myself, and I appear on video. That is not required. You don't have to do that. You can also use the option of recording audio over images. So please review these 2 items within the instructions on page 3. Lastly is the grading rubric. This is a 2-page rubric, so this is the first page. We will be grading on a scale of exemplary to accomplished to developing to beginning in 4 different areas. First is going to be the content. You need to be able to express clear opinions about your work of art and relate the work to a personal experience. Again, find something that you are emotionally connected to. The rationale. The student expresses opinions and ideas in a clear and concise manner with obvious connections to the work of art. So you definitely need to be coming back to that piece of art or media that you've chosen from the very beginning. This section right here, the contribution to the learning community, this is where those reply posts are going to be coming into play for the grade. You need to be sure that you've addressed those 2 prompts, you're using the RISE model, and that you have done this for at least 2 other classmates. Finally, we're looking at that delivery, that vocal delivery, and you want to strive for the exemplary category in all of these. So showing exceptional confidence with material is displayed through clear articulation and enthusiasm. We're also looking at the time, so be sure to stay within that 2 to 3 minute assignment, the time assignment parameters. So that's what you need to focus on, is having that vocal delivery as well as staying within that time limit. So if you have any questions at all, I highly advise you to reach out to your own specific instructors, and thank you very much.